So we're recording right now.
And then I jumped into the pool with all my clothes on, but I threw my phone out at the last minute. But my phone fell into a dog's mouth, and now we're waiting for that dog to pass it.
I think it's really stupid how you try to make up things when we start recording to make it sound like it's funny, but it's not actually funny. It's just stupid. No, and now you're going to tickle me, and I'm going to squeal like a piggy. Like a
Like
little,
that you mean?
Like a
Like
little,
that you mean?
Like a little piggy. And
Boop.
boopy,
Boop.
boopy. And now we're going to touch fingers. Hey, everybody, it's the Brightside with Mikey and Rachel. I'm Rachel.
I'm Mikey.
And this is the podcast where we talk about Lindy Hop, our opinions, and basically whatever else we feel like it.
And what do we feel like talking about this week?
Well, this weekend we are here in Houston, Texas.
At?
The state of Houston.
The state of Houston. Houston
We're at LindyFest featuring the Lone Star Championships. Is that what it's actually called?
You nailed it. Actually, that's
All
exactly
right.
it. Actually. Or is it Lone Star Championships at LindyFest? I can't remember.
I don't actually know
Doesn't
what
really
it's
matter.
called.
So
LindyFest.
we're at LindyFest, and it's the 15th year. Is it more? No, it's like 20
I
something.
think it's like 21st.
20 something. Oh, it's that girl again.
It's like
that girl again.
really long.
It's that girl again.
Okay.
It's that girl again.
So before we get into anything else, how many years have you been to LindyFest?
I don't remember the first time I came here. No, I do remember the first time I came here, but I can't remember what year it was. I want to say maybe like 2006, 2005.
Really? Only
I can't remember.
2006?
Do you remember the year that we met? Because we met ish
I
here.
think we met in
at LindyFest.
2010. I think we met in 2010.
Okay.
We became friends in 2011.
Right. So then I was coming here definitely before that.
My first year was 2007.
So maybe it was. Wow, I really don't remember. I feel like it was like 2007.
Really?
Maybe 2008. I can't remember.
Man.
So because the first time I came was not because of anything in particular, but other than like Tina reached out to me and she was like, "You should come and you could stay at my house with a bunch of other people and like you can have a free pass." And I was like,
Aww.
"Okay." It's like, who's this weird lady inviting me to their event, but
You
like
didn't
not
know
to do
who
anything?
she was?
Not really. No.
Oh, wow.
I knew like of her name like through like a couple of other acquaintances like
Yeah.
At the time like I was sort of friends with Nina and Naomi and like Giselle kind of knew her and
Yeah.
and a couple other people like Alex Dreyer like I'd met a little bit beforehand and they were really tight with Tina was the dance mama.
Okay.
But like I had heard a couple things but I didn't really know her and for those of you who don't know out there, Tina Morales, who is the She helped begin the event a long time ago. Then kind of took a step back.
Yeah.
And then recently, when they merged it together with Lone Star, which was in Austin, she became like the creative director again, or a main organizer.
And she also helps organize ILHC.
Absolutely, she's one of the Trinity.
Yeah.
The Trinity,
she's part of the Trinity.
the Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity.
Of Tina, Nina, and the Holy Sylvia.
The Holy Sylvia. So how are you? How have you been? How's your weekend going?
I'm good. We're fine.
We're fine.
We're fine.
We are fine?
We're fine.
Are you talking about the
fine.
multiple personalities that live within you?
Yeah, we're all fine in here.
Oh,
we're all
that's
fine in
great.
Here. We're all living. They're all mostly sleeping right now. But
it's late. It's the late night right now.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure the one of them is gonna get up in a little bit as soon as we're done with this. Did you like how I looked at my watch?
Yeah, your fake watch.
My fake watch on a podcast.
Yeah, that no one can see. It's
how are
fantastic.
You doing? How are you having a good time here?
I
heard you had a drink or two. And I feel like you're trying to hold it together.
Okay.
Like really hardcore.
So here's the thing, you guys. I will be perfectly honest about it because I'm not ashamed.
This shouldn't be ashamed.
I competed in the swing battle tonight with Carl Nelson.
The swing battle.
The swing battle. We were really proud of ourselves.
Yeah.
So we had a celebratory drink.
Good.
He bought me a drink. He may have bought me a second drink. And I was like...
As in maybe or as in totally did?
He totally did. And I got through probably a fifth of it. And then I was like, oh no, it's almost 1 o'clock, which means they're going to do awards, which means we're going to record afterwards.
Yeah.
So I gave the rest of my drink to Brett. I am a lightweight.
You are.
I apologize if I slur my speech.
Why?
During this podcast. Because.
Why should you apologize? This is real life, man.
Because it's harder to.
This isn't NPR.
It's harder to understand me. This is not NPR. This is not. This is your morning radio.
This is not the track.
This is morning talk show.
This is morning. We are the morning talk show. We get you to work and we get you back home.
Exactly.
Now let's check in with the weathercopter. Oh yeah, we don't have
Tune
one.
in for your weather report.
With weather or not report.
With your weather or not report. But I'm good. I'm having a good time this weekend. I've been to LindyFest for like 9 years now. It's like a staple of my year. It's one of my favorite events.
So much fun.
I like it a lot.
We called it ILHC Light because like it has like half of the contests, but like all of the social dance.
Yeah, it's so true.
And even the light scheme and everything kind of seems the same in there.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, it's a Tina event. I mean,
it is a Tina event.
It's a mark of a good event. Like, you know, it's going to be great in there. The floor is going to be good.
Yeah.
But it is kind of ILHC Light.
Well, and the other thing is that, like, I know I can come to this event and see a lot of my friends and have fun with a lot of my friends. Like, there's a lot of time for me.
Am I your friend?
No.
Okay.
No, you're not my friend.
Okay, good.
Feel the sarcasm dripping off of my words. You are not my friend.
I mean, I feel like you're holding back. Could you just tell me the truth real fast?
Okay. I can't remember if it's like Sesame Street or something, but every time we're holding the microphones in front of our faces, I think about, maybe it was Cookie Monster. He's holding a microphone and he just eats it.
No, you know what's from? You know what's from?
What's it from?
It's from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. When they go with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the movie with Gene Wilder, when they find the golden tickets.
Yeah.
And Augustus is the like little chubby kid who eats everything. And then they talk to him, and then they talk to his dad.
The microphone.
His dad is eating, and they're like, "What do you think about it?" And they point a microphone at him, and he just doesn't skip a beat and like chews off the top of the microphone and keeps eating it. And they're like, "What?"
That is what it is, and it looks like.
Am I your friend now? Am I your friend now?
Okay,
good.
You're my friend now.
Okay, good.
And it looks like a large piece of chocolate.
It does.
That's like the irony of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that is what it is.
Yeah.
Every time I'm holding the microphone.
You're like, "Ow."
Yeah, I kind of feel that way. Like, I just want to bite off the top of it. Is that weird?
That's what she said. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe. Anyway.
No, LindyFest is a staple, like you said. It's like a staple of your year, but it's a staple of the Lindy Hop scene, especially in America. And you know, even we get a couple of foreigners from other countries every now and then. But I think LindyFest itself is a good mark good mark of like what the American scene looks like nowadays. Yeah. Even though like we were saying earlier yesterday, we were saying that there's a lot of Texan dancers represented here at the event this year, which is cool. But but at the same time, it's like usually it's dominated by like people from out of the state.
That's true. Yeah, there are a lot of Texans here. Yeah. Truth, fact.
And moving into that, another Texan who made his second debut here tonight was good old Brooks Prumo.
Oh yeah.
And his orchestra. They were killing it. Look, you guys. Here's the thing. My ears are already blown out from like years and years of like standing in front of Camp Hollywood. No, they don't. Not anymore. But I'm pretty sure.
Not anymore, but they used to.
No. Well, maybe, probably. I can't remember.
Do you feel like you should wear earplugs?
I probably should, but the thing is here's what I mean. Here's what I mean by they're probably bad. Because when I'm turning up the volume and I'm like, that's perfect, everybody else is like, can you turn it down a little bit?
Oh, really?
Like, that's a little too loud. I was like, I don't want to hear you guys, though. I want to hear the music. I need to hear your feet stomping on the ground or, like, you guys talking.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's the way I kind of rationalize it. So, like, as soon as I can drown out all the extra noise and all I hear is music, it makes me feel good. So I don't know if that's an ear thing or if it's a mental thing. Or it's both.
Sounds like it might be a mental thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a quick plug here and say everybody should be wearing earplugs at dances. The music is loud. It's louder than you think it is.
But here's the thing. Tonight especially, and this is why I kind of liked him, is Brooks had moments in his songs where they just fucking blew the fucking roof off of this whole place, and everyone was like, woo! I would like hear people in the background go, oh.
Okay. Do you remember...
It was
ALHC
awesome.
2000.
ALHC?
ALHC.
ALHC?
ALHC.
Okay.
2006.
Why? What happened there?
The Silver Shadows
did the last jump.
Did a routine to the last jump.
Yeah. And they did tonight.
And not only did Brooks play that song, but he played the version that they created for that song. Okay,
I was there when they were creating that routine.
Did you see it live?
No. Yeah, I saw it live, but I was there when they were recreating it. It was only Nina, Peter, and Ramona.
Okay.
And it was so funny because they were doing it in like we're sitting at a table about 5 feet, a round table 5 feet by 5 feet.
Like sits 10.
Like by like 5 feet by 5 feet, right?
Yeah.
Right. So imagine Peter and Ramona dancing in a space like this, but like with furniture all around it, and it was like Nina's room back in DC, and they were just like jamming out to the song, and we must have played it for like 4 hours straight, and I was just watching them. Yeah, I was just like chilling, just watching the creative process. I wasn't wanting to chime in or anything, and I was just watching them, and they would constantly ask me, "Hey, what does that look like?" I was like, "Yeah, sure looks good," and they were like, "Well, like this, like this." I was like, "Yeah, Leia." Yeah. So I was like, I don't want to be a part of this. I just want to watch.
Okay, but I have to say, when they played that song
Brooks
tonight,
Prumo.
when Brooks Prumo played that song tonight, I geeked really hard.
Did you really?
Like, yes,
Aww,
like
that's weird.
not only was I know, which is like so not a thing that I usually do anymore in the Lindy Hop scene, but I cannot tell you how many times I've watched that routine. Yeah. Probably, like, that was like one of the most influential routines that like moved me and inspired me as a young dancer. I probably watched it like 200, 300 times or something. I was able to like dance the routine tonight on the side and speak of the devil himself. Here he is. It's Brooks Prumo.
Say hi, Brooks.
Brooks, say hi.
Hi.
How did you feel your band went tonight?
It was a lot of fun.
We fucking loved it. And can I tell you, okay, absolutely, 100% one of my favorite set lists of all time.
Cool.
I can proudly say. But beyond that, honestly, and I don't mean this as a negative, you literally blew the shit out of people's ears. And I was like, I'm so happy right now. Was that planned?
No, I actually heard from Michael Strickland that that's kind of the acoustics of the room.
Oh, shit.
And he was like, there's nothing we can do because we have you turned up as little as possible. And it's still...
So that was just purely live instrumental music, not microphone almost, basically. It was just you guys.
Yeah, he was like, well, so you have the line.
Yeah. Oh, I know
sound.
it. Yeah.
So he was putting as little as he could just on the sides.
Yeah.
And then that was just the band. I was like...
It was amazing. For me, we were just talking about this with Rachel, and I was like, I kind of maybe think I'm deaf for a little bit, or maybe it's a mental thing, that I love hearing the music more than the people talking or the feet stomping or anything. And tonight, that's like, it's very rare that bands do that. And I get spoiled with Jonathan, and he has things very, very certain way. Yeah. And to hear that like real rawness, I was like, fuck yeah. Yeah. It was dope.
Cool.
Is there something that you really, really enjoyed tonight playing up there? Like one thing you were like, yeah, that was tight.
All those custom arrangements that I had done by the members of the band, just hearing those played live, this is literally the second time I've heard them. Yeah. So it's just real cool to be like, I think this is cool. I'm going to have something new made. And you can only hear it when everyone's all there. Yeah, right?
Exactly.
So to kind of hear it in that moment for only the second time, this is real special.
So kind of like hearing everything come together and then hearing your bandmates' arrangements.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So is there anything that you want to like work on for next time? Is there anything you're like, I could do that better? Or like, oh, maybe I'm going to change this and that?
I mean, for sure. There's always going to be songs that I'm going to tweak a little bit. Yeah. And always adding more tunes to the book and stuff like that.
Do you have like full creative control, or is it you and somebody else, or is it?
I guess it's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is called the Brooks Prumo Orchestra. Do you know what I mean? Like,
to be fair,
his name. It's before any other word. It is his name.
I mean, I get it. But like, to be fair, like when I talk to like Jonathan, it's like it is Jonathan's band. But like, Albert has a big say. Like Jim Ziegler has a big say. Sure. Josh has a big say. Yeah. I was just wondering if it has that kind of feeling as well.
To some extent. I mean, I'm like, I want these songs and these people.
Yeah.
And then I say, you do your thing, and I'm not going to tell you how to do your thing.
Oh, okay.
So when I ask people to like transcribe or arrange those songs, I'm like, you do it, and I trust you.
You place them, and you're like, I like you, so do what you do. Yeah. Here's the thing.
Yep, exactly.
Here's the music.
So yes and no.
Yeah. That's great, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let you go. I know you want to go hang out and have fun, but thank you so much. We really fucking loved it, man.
Cool.
Congratulations.
Cool. Thanks. Appreciate
so
it.
much.
Thanks, Brooks.
Have a good night. Oh, Brooks, I mean, you don't have to come back, but are you guys going to have a CD anytime soon? Music for buying?
Hopefully by the end of the year.
Yes. Sweet.
We have a recording plan for June.
Okay, that's cool.
We'll see how it goes.
Great. All right. Good luck with that.
So
Thank you again.
exciting. Thanks.
Yeah, because, like, honestly, like, I want to get that shit.
Okay, I thought they were really good tonight.
I thought they were really, really, really good. For a second time. But, I mean, like, I'm not trying to, like, downplay it or anything. But
Yeah.
the band members up there are just so badass. Like, they're so cool. They're so great.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well, he had, like,
seasoned.
a stacked lineup.
Yeah, they're already seasoned. But the thing is, like, it's even better when you have seasoned professionals working with a dancer who's like, I love music, too. I love what you guys do.
Yeah.
Can I, like, tell you some ideas that I have to play for dancers? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like it's sort of like that a little bit. I mean, I don't know 100% with Brooks or anything. And to be honest, like, I'm not the closest friends with him, but, like, he's always been really cool. Like, I know he knows his music. I know he, like, DJ is really great, so he knows how to pick a tune. But, like, hearing that all come together, like he said, like, placing the members that he wants, having the arrangements that he wants, collaborating with the other band members to get the arrangements he wants.
Yeah. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's like putting a routine together.
Yeah.
But for 3 hours straight.
Can you imagine?
Putting together like a 3-hour show.
Yeah, can you imagine putting together a 3-hour show?
I know.
In which you are like performing every
featured
single.
Yeah. I think I could reasonably think of that when I'm like 60, 70.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've got this shit down, like my own shit down, where I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I can sit back and smoke during practices and just like tell people like, don't do it like that, do it like this. And they're like, yeah, that does, like it's magic. Yeah. So we're here again, of course, we're at LindyFest. So what was your fondest memory so far at LindyFest? Between all of the times you've ever been here, is there a fond moment for you?
Oh, man. That's a really hard question.
Yeah, I mean, what comes to mind? What comes to mind? We don't have to go in order. Just the fondest.
the things that come to mind.
Take a drink. Just kidding.
Take a drink. I'm so drunk. Things that come to mind are the first time that I came to LindyFest.
Yeah.
So I think there were like 5 or 6 of us that carpooled here. We drove from Albuquerque.
How long is that?
It was supposed to be a 14-hour drive.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
I remember that our friend who used to live in Houston was like currently living in Albuquerque, gave us this like very squirrely back route way of getting to Houston, like taking like small highways instead of interstates.
But why would he do that?
Because it was going to be faster.
By how much?
By like 3 hours.
Oh, okay,
Or something.
that's a good
It was
amount.
like it was like a reasonable amount of time.
Okay, I could do that.
So we're driving, and we cross the Texas state line, and the highway that we're on is suddenly closed, and we're supposed to take a detour. And we're like, cool, no problem. And we're driving, and then it says like Amarillo, 25 miles, and I'm like, I feel like we're going in the wrong direction. And everybody's like, don't worry your pretty little head about it. And then we end up in Amarillo, and I'm like, we're definitely not driving in the wrong direction. And the boys get out, and they're like, oh, let's look at the map and see what's going on. And I'm like, I can tell you exactly what's going on. We're just not going in the right direction. So then we decide that it's better to, go on I-40, which is what goes through Amarillo, and, drive to Dallas and then drive south to Houston, because at that point, we didn't know the small highways, and that was before
GPS phones and
GPS and Waze and Google Maps and whatever.
All the ways
we were using a paper map. Okay.
Was those called Thomas Guides? Did you have a Thomas Guide?
No, we didn't. A Tomcat? A TomTom?
No, a Thomas Guide. It was a big binded map.
Yeah, it was a big binded map.
Yeah. I think it was called Thomas Guide.
It ended up taking us 20 hours to get to Houston. We drove almost a whole day straight.
That is weird commitment, man.
I know, it was so stupid. We ended up at our friend's house. She lived in this very old, very strange house.
Yeah.
Which was beautiful, and her family is full of musicians, and so they had beautiful old instruments hanging all over the walls, and just empty rooms with these wonderful wood floors, and then grand pianos. And so once we caught up on our sleep, we were like dancing in her house, and she like invited friends over, and we were like having a small dance party, and we like went to the aquarium and like went to dinner and like went to Rice Village, which is like over by Rice University, and they've got like some cool restaurants and stuff from what I remember. And I remember and this was the first year that I was here, and I remember being here and like that was the event that made me be like, I am so in love with Lindy Hop and the Lindy Hop scene. Yeah, I was in deep, and like that year, the Silver Shadows performed like a show.
Oh yeah, I was there that year.
Yeah, at the
It was at the Shriners Auditorium.
Yeah. And
yeah,
I
was
was
back
like,
when it was still the JCC and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I was so inspired by them, and just like I couldn't believe that there were this many dancers coming together from all over the country. It was so incredible. And then the late nights were like soul music and Michael Jackson. I was having so much fun, and I thought the DJ was really cute, and I had like googly eyes for him. And now if I saw him, I'd probably be like, was I really crushing that hard on him? I mean, come on.
Oh, jeez.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Come
like,
on. It was probably the beer.
It was probably... No, I didn't drink beer back then.
Oh. Only the fancy stuff.
No, not even the fancy stuff.
You just
water.
Was like... Just water.
I don't know. I was maybe 21.
Wait, do you remember what year that was?
2007.
Okay, so I was there. That was my second year there. That was the time that I got invited. Now that you said it, I was like,
okay.
The first year was a year before, and I went with friends.
Okay.
And I was like, I'll never go back there. And then that's when Tina was like, maybe, like, hey, like, you were really great. And
was that before you were teaching full-time or even part-time?
I mean, part-time for sure.
You were teaching part-time?
Yeah, like, okay. I was definitely already teaching a bit. And, like, I teach a little bit with Laura. I teach maybe, like, a tad bit with Nikki.
Okay.
But I wasn't, like, really going, like, I'm a dancer. I'm a professional dancer.
You were like, I'm 20, and I'm doing whatever I
want. I'm doing the Lindy Hop. What are you doing?
the Lindy Hop. What do you do? Yeah. Oh, you also do the Lindy Hop? What a coinkadink.
Exactly. And that's how I sounded.
That's exactly how I sounded.
Yeah. So, that first time.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that comes to mind? As in, like, good times at LindyFest.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think the things that I think about the most are, like, dancing at the late nights, competing in prelims, just, like, having fun with my friends in the competitions, or, like, the hanging out that kind of happens before the competitions happen. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like everybody going back in the corner and they're trying to convince themselves they're not nervous.
Yeah, everybody's like trying to convince themselves they're not nervous, and there's like a lot of talk about like, should I be dressing up more than I am right now? I'm like wearing a grubby t-shirt and jeans. And
sounds great.
Is that okay to compete in?
Hell yeah,
that's
great. As long as you feel comfortable in it.
Exactly.
Fuck yeah.
But like inevitably that conversation always comes up, or like, how cold am I right now? I will never be able to dance. Stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, and that was funny because this year for sure that happened, and I feel like so many follows were like, yeah, yellow was a good idea. Because like it was like three follows for sure
tonight.
In a full-on yellow dress. And I was like,
they look great.
They look great. Yeah, they look great. But like at the same time, it was like this is too well planned.
There were like 3 follows that were in yellow. It was like the same yellow. 2 follows that were in bright red. 2 follows that were in like black / very, very dark colors.
That was one of you.
And then I was one of them. And then Elise May was in turquoise.
Yeah.
And she was like the peacock.
And they won. Let that be known. Turquoise wins.
I went up to Remy. So Remy and Elise competed in the swing battle. It was like anybody could compete. And so it was like very much an all levels kind of competition. They make finals, obviously. They compete. They win, obviously. And I have to say this because I thought it was really interesting. And I went up to him and I was like, hey, man, I just want to let you know, like, it was really inspiring competing alongside you. This was the highest level of dancers who I've ever competed against. So it was like a special moment for me tonight. And he was like, thank you so much. I don't necessarily feel like I deserve to win, though. Like, every time. We were just out there dancing, and so many other people threw down harder than us. And, like, I appreciate what you've said so much, but I don't know if we deserve to win.
Oh yeah, I mean that's him in a fucking nutshell. Like if he feels any little bit where he's like, no, I don't deserve this. He's like, nope, I don't deserve this at all.
I thought it was such a like, I haven't had that many conversations with Remy, but wow, like what a nice guy to talk about how, and he was like, I was just as nervous tonight competing with all of these people who I don't usually compete with, who are like essentially like a lower level than like competing with like all the bigwigs.
Of
like
course.
all the beehives.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, you just notice that like, oh, we all just kind of like have nerves and kill ourselves and guilt ourselves over the same bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can. Just because you're saying that, like, I know because we're roommates this weekend with Remy, and I'm like, shit. Now he's gonna want to talk about it, and now I gotta talk him out of like jumping off the cliff onto his trophy. Because I'm like, dude, stop it. Like, here's the thing: is like you on your okay day are apparently still better than most people throwing down. Because like the thing is like while people try stuff and it doesn't work, you try the stuff that you do well and it works, and like that wins out at the end of the day. I mean, there's a lot of that's the reason why there's so many judges out there.
Yeah. And like the thing is they were way more rhythmic than anybody else. They danced beautifully. I thought they deserved to win. I thought it was obvious. And maybe he didn't feel satisfactory in his performance.
That's probably what happened.
But in relative to like everybody else who was on the floor, they were way more rhythmic than everyone else.
Yeah.
Like he makes me feel like I have two left feet in comparison. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm like, is this a move? Did I do it? Did I do the Lindy Hop right?
I mean, I feel like that's such.
Am I making Lindy Hop?
That's such another like fucking mixed bag of craziness right there when you were like in comparison, because I'm like that in my head that brings up so many things. I was like, I'm just gonna
which we already talked about, which we can talk about on the podcast later on tonight.
The comparison?
Yeah. Right?
No. I mean, like, in comparison in general, when people compare themselves in general, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm going to write that down in the topics later. Like, yeah.
Comparing yourself. But we did talk about that last night. Comparing
night?
yourself to other people. You and me, we had a conversation. It doesn't matter.
No, remind me, because I'm like...
We were talking about, because I didn't, so I was talking about how I didn't make finals of the All-Star Jack and Jill.
Yes. Okay, absolutely. I remember.
And I was talking about how, like, I feel like it didn't dance well. Yeah. And I was, like, comparing myself to the other followers.
Yeah, and the thing about it was, I'm sorry I forgot about that, because you were the fourth person in that All-Star Jack and Jill to come up and ask me for feedback, and I was like, what is going on tonight?
No, I didn't ask you for feedback. I just told you.
Oh, no, but we started chatting about it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't ask for feedback. You were venting at me.
Yeah, I was venting.
You're like, I feel like shit. I need to tell something.
But then somebody else, while we were having that conversation, came up and was like, hey, can you give me feedback about the All-Star Jack and Jill?
Yeah. Oh, that was the funny. So you were like maybe the third or fourth one. And I think that other person was the last person to ask.
Yeah.
Me. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. But yeah, that's a whole other thing. But so let's talk about that swing battle in general.
Yeah.
Because that was new this year. What they had was it was all levels. There was no like you have to be this level to join in, and they had 3 rounds, and in each round, slow, medium, fast. And in each round, they had 3 songs of slow, and then later on they had a medium, which was 3 songs in that one, and then the next day on Saturday they had 3 songs in the fast.
The prelims. Oh my gosh, look who it is! It's Remy. Hi, Remy.
I'm gonna have to edit the fuck out of that now.
Sorry.
How do you feel?
How are you?
I'm great.
How do you feel about your victory tonight?
Sorry, I don't speak English. I don't speak English.
It's fine. It's fine because Rachel ratted you out when you guys had a conversation. He's like, hey, thank you. It was like Rachel's like, oh, it was so great to like compete against you, and that was so nice. You're like, oh, thank you so much. I don't really feel like I deserve it, and I was sitting here going, yeah, I can hear him say that in my fucking head.
Come
How
on.
many fucking times have you like we've been around each other at awards, and you're like, no, I don't deserve these. What are they talking about? Like, fuck.
I'm out. No, I mean. I feel great. I feel fantastic. I mean, all of my work pays off.
Oh no, you're being fucking.
That's so diplomatic.
You're being you're like the fucking Olympics right now.
Yeah.
It's like, I put a lot of hours in the gym. I would take my coach.
Big shout out to my coach and no, I feel great. That guy, I don't know. Like that was the best format I think that the scene.
Did you like it?
I love it.
We were just chatting about it. So like
we
just got done talking about the prelims, and the finals was like 3 songs, dual spotlights. Right.
You need to have stamina, even though there is slow medium.
How did it feel? Yeah, how did it feel while you were out there?
It was good. It was good. Like slow medium wasn't that tiring.
Yeah.
The fast was fast.
Do you think it was?
I mean, I hope the slow medium wasn't that tiring. It's slow and medium.
Yeah, but it was too slow, and when it's too slow, it's tiring.
Because you have so much adrenaline, and you feel like you wasted at that moment.
No, that was.
I mean, unless you could control it for sure. So, but did you feel like you had enough stamina towards the end to like really kick through that last?
Yeah, no, seriously, it was good. It was really good. I like the battle feel, even though this is what I was saying. I think I didn't bring anything to meet the expectation of a battle. I think we probably had a nice dancing, but...
Oh, so you're taking it literal as in like a battle.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not really a battle.
I know.
It's more the battle of the tempos. That's
exactly.
Really
well, yeah. Then I deserve to win. But the format is fantastic. The scene needs that. Everybody
something
needs to
new, something different.
I think it's great to have everybody. Like it's challenging. Like everybody get challenged. Everybody get it's beneficial for everybody, for the up and coming dancers, for the pros, for the scene.
Well, I mean, like the same thing.
Everybody
And the
is
same thing is
equal.
like Rachel was just saying a minute ago, and like in all truth, honesty, like it is something different when you see a lot of people compete, and you just see them compete. Like she's seen you compete many times, and then all of a sudden, like, oh shit, you're on the line together. You know, like there's this moment where it's like crossing the lines where it's like, who the fuck cares? Let's just see what happens on the dance floor.
And this is what we need to break through that gap.
Level, that caste
level.
system, yeah.
And like for me, from experience of ILHC last year, I think a lot of non-protected or non-pros or non-invitational people killed it better than pros or invitational people.
Yeah.
But they don't have the same. People don't look at them the same because they are not there yet, you know? And I think it will challenge the pro to see people like really hungry to eat them.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. I know. And I know ILHC has struggled over the years, like trying to figure that out. But with this event, this one right here, like maybe they would bring it over as an extra event on the side.
Yeah, but I hope this format can inspire a lot of other contests here and there. Like, and I understand for the show that people want to see the so-called best in the world, but at some point, being the best of the night can be the case for anybody.
Yeah.
And like this is why I'm happy that of course I'm happy to win. Otherwise, I would not compete. But I think not about me, but I would love one day to see a competition with like the name pros and invitational people, and having like a non-pro invitational winning it.
Yeah.
Like I think it would question a lot of things in the scene.
Absolutely.
And about like the level that we have and the hierarchy that
Absolutely.
we have.
And it does need to happen. It's bound to happen. And I mean, for as much as I like think like fucking what's his name? Yuval is a weirdo. Like he said that same thing. He's like, no, we need people to push up the next people so that way we can make sure to have this kind of competition going back. I was like, gosh, I don't like you, but damn it, that's really smart.
Yeah, and I think and it's beneficial for everybody. Everybody, like, we want to bring that dance to the next level without disrespecting the rules, but to make sure that we keep being creative.
The thing is that we have to remember is like there is no fucking rules. Like we're making up the rules as we go. And so like we can make this shit happen.
No, I mean, no, for sure, it's really great.
So since you're not going to stick with us for very long, I see you have your candy and your water in your hand. That's what I mean by candy, water, cigarettes, and
exactly,
and rum.
Because I don't want people to think that I'm having drugs. Like,
cigarettes and rums. Those are drugs, but it's fine. So the thing, we have our show's called the Brightside, and on the end, since you're not going to be with us on the end,
darkness. You are the darkness. You are the.
I know, Rachel, the Brightside. Look at it.
I'm so white.
Yeah. We balance each other out.
Still darkness. The mix of both of you is still the darkness.
So at the end of the show, and you're not going to stick around for the end of the show because it's probably going to be another hour or so, we usually have a moment where we call our bright side. And our bright side, it can be like the best part, the most positive part to you yourself about the weekend, or just about in general about your life. Like, what do you think is your bright side?
My daughter.
I knew it. I knew you were going to say it.
I mean, what do you want me to say more?
I know. I knew you were going to say it because, like, the last 2 nights, because we've been going to bed like super fucking late, he gets on the FaceTime and tries to call her, and they chat for a little bit, and it's the most adorable thing ever.
Of course he does. If he has a family, he's going to be FaceTiming every day.
Yeah.
Exactly. So no, yeah. And
what's her name?
Pearl, which is Pearl, but in French. No, I mean her, and she gave me a lot of power to get a lot of different Brightside. Like the dance, the love for the music, creating like working creative events. But like, she's my drive.
I'm gonna call him out right now, like because it's so funny.
Holy
he already has a routine set for him. He's just waiting for the day. He's just waiting for the day. 15 it's okay. It's only 6 people listening to this. It's fine.
All right, that's fine.
We literally only have like 6 listeners.
And the 2 of them are right here.
All right. So only 4.
But he told me
Do you listen to us? Do you listen to our podcast?
Right now I listen to
That is no.
He didn't even listen to his own podcast.
I will catch up. Like I know like I will support my friend, and I will one day I will download everything. Like
a really long trip.
Wait, what? I'm not your friend?
I don't know you that much, but like I mean, there is room for like.
One thing with Remy, you have to expect the honesty.
I can tell you right now, I am way funnier than Mikey.
It's true.
I'm way funnier.
If we think like first thing first, who said that Mikey was funny? So this is not a big like it's not a big like.
You're not a dick. But you're an asshole.
No, I'm an asshole. I'm not an asshole, but I'm a dick. No. I mean, we might be friends. Like life is long.
Yeah.
And, anyway, fantastic guys. How many podcasts? How many episodes?
This is gonna be number 28 now.
You're lying to me.
I know. I wish we've been doing this for 28 episodes now.
So I missed like 28 of them.
Yeah.
I probably listened to the first one.
Like 5 of them are good.
There's like one that's good.
It's the one that Rachel's on without me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I promise I will listen to all of them.
It's all right. You don't have to.
You don't have to listen to any of them.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm happy to not listen to any of them.
I think it's good. Like it's good because you give an insight from your point of view, like about what you think about a scene, and it's good for people to understand things.
But we also have it from like
things.
that. But really, that's honestly why we have it called the Brightside, is because we feel like there was like so many podcasts out there, and while they're great in their own right, we just want to have like the brighter, weirder, kind of like awkward side that we are.
I mean, look at the scene.
Exactly.
It's weird.
I mean, look at us.
So
we're weird.
We are very weird.
Yeah. I know. I saw you interacting over the weekend.
Exactly.
Guys, they are really like terrible.
All right, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Bye.
The format is great. I won. I'm happy.
Shut up.
Untouchable.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
He's not a dick, but he's a giant asshole. Giant asshole.
Oh my god.
Remy Guacamole.
You just did a fist pump saying guacamole. I will say though that during my conversation with him, he was like, "Yeah, you know, like it's nice to win, but I really wonder if I won because, or like Elise and I won because
of
the name, or because we actually won."
Yeah.
And I think that's like a good thing to question.
It always has been. He always questioned himself about that. Like, I'm joking, but also at the same time, I am serious. We do have these conversations where he deals with it. And the way he deals with it, and it's really true to himself, the way he deals with it, he has to, instead of like just thinking about it a lot, he does think about it, but like he likes venting out to people that he knows can listen and can help him rationalize it. He talked a little bit about that on the track a little bit as well. After ILHC, he like had a moment and he had talked to his friends and like we've had lots of conversations that I've been able to confide in him and like, oh man, I don't feel good about this routine, or I just can't get my head around it. He's like, look man, you have to decide if you're gonna make something good or if you're just gonna do it and you're gonna feel horrible about it. So you might as well just fucking push yourself and go to the other side and make it good. Like but it's just natural because we do that back and forth, and we all have our friends like that. I'm like, I confide in you and Brett, and the same way, like, and just like we were just telling him again, we started this for our own little joking reasons.
Yeah.
But like, let's be honest, the things we talk about is also things we've heard and things we see. Not everything is a serious conversation about like life and liberty and the pursuit for a good swing out. Like for us, it's like, remember that fart joke? Or remember that one time that we on the dance floor, and then the boop boop, and then like that, and then the sweaty time, and then like, oh my gosh, that one time I had to poop at the dance. Like all those real things. Like that's what we want to talk about in this podcast. And like when people come by like that and really give us like a full cake of fucking honesty, like I appreciate that.
I have to say, talking about all this stuff, that I had a really great conversation today with Nina and Elise.
Nice.
We were up during happy hour.
Yeah.
Just kind of drinking before the prelims and stuff.
Oh, right.
And I said Elise got a glass of red wine, and I had said that I didn't want to drink anything, but I was like sipping off of Brett's wine. And I said that I didn't want to drink anything because I was going to compete. And Elise was like, oh, I always drink before I compete because I get so nervous that I need something to calm me down. And I was like, that's funny because, like, I get so nervous, like, I am afraid I'm going to poop my pants. But I'm usually wearing a skirt, so instead of, like, pooping my pants, it, like, poops my bloomers, and it kind of falls onto the floor.
Yeah, obviously.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But then we, like...
It's the, like, real possibility that could happen.
The, like, fight or flight kind of situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we got into, like, a full-blown conversation about, like, how we always feel like we're going to poop ourselves when we're in a competition, or, like, people who have actually pooped themselves.
Did he talk
in
about
a
Steve
competition.
Drovecheski?
They didn't name any names.
Okay, yeah. I did. So I mean, but that's the thing. Is like those real conversations we have there. Like I live off of those things.
And that's like a real fear.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the real fear of like, oh my God, like shitting your pants, or oh my God, like fucking something up in front of everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a real feel. So Remy brought up this good thing, and I want to kind of transition into this. Like, we're talking a lot about LindyFest, and just in general, LindyFest is a really good place for classes.
Yeah.
And a lot of events for sure. And for me, amongst the places I've been to, LindyFest really has a large variety. I mean, like looking at it, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different tracks here.
Yeah.
You know, so for everything from like you just learned like a month ago to like you've been doing it at least over 5 years probably.
I think they have even more tracks. They've got like 7.
Oh well, they have because they have a
tracks,
Balboa track,
and then they've got the Balboa track, and then they've got the Masters track in addition to that.
Oh, it's not even on that paper over there.
It's not even on there.
Yeah, we're looking at the schedule. That's why.
Yeah.
So the funny thing is that they have a wide variety of stuff to choose from.
Yeah.
And so like it really gives something for a lot of levels of dancers that come out. And so here they have something that's called the Master Class, even though I don't really fully agree with it. Not because of the people in it. It has nothing to do with that. There's a certain way a Master Class I feel is run. And it's for me, it's like it's the most advanced people at this dance event that are taking classes.
Yeah.
Which is really weird because it's subject, category.
I would also say that this is the only event in the United States that has classes at this level.
Yeah.
And so the people that you see in the master's class are going to be people who you don't typically see in a class setting.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and that's fine, but it's only of the people here.
Yes.
At this event.
Totally.
That are taking classes.
Yes.
Because there's a bunch of people out here that aren't taking classes, and they're like, well, they probably fit totally well in there, right? So the funny thing is like for me, like you're taking some of the classes.
Yeah, I'm in the master's class. Yeah, I've been taking every single class.
How has it been? Be honest.
It's been good. There are some people who
good but not great.
It's been good but not great.
Okay.
Not because I don't like the content, but because some of the dancers I don't know them, and they're newer to the master's class. This is something that I was talking about earlier tonight with Joanna Lucero.
Yeah.
Which is the scientist, which is that I remember the first time that I made it into the master's track, and I was in there with people like Joanna Lucero, Mike and Laura, Carl Nelson, and they were people who I all really looked up to as dancers. And I was like, I can't believe I'm like dancing with these people at this level. Like I am almost.
I made it.
I made it. I'm like almost there with them. I've been like idolizing this fantasy for so long of like making the master's track. And today I was dancing in the class, and there were like a lot of newer people who are like to the master's track in the class. And I was like, our levels of dancing are extremely different, even though we're in the same class right now. And it dawned on me that when I first entered the master's class, that I was like leagues and leagues like less experienced than these other people who I was so excited to be in class with, but I was still in class with them.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And it was just interesting to see that dichotomy of like, when I first made it, and now looking back as like a more experienced dancer and being like, oh, this must have been what it was like for these people.
Yeah.
Back when I first joined, they were like, "Oh man, she's in here. Yeah, what is this hooligan doing
here's the thing,
here?"
without actually seeing it and only really understanding it from my perspective as sort of a teacher to those levels, what I often freak out a lot about those levels because I don't really want to teach those people.
Really?
Because earlier when I was starting to teach and I was teaching that level, like it was just people like just looking for the next cool thing or them wanting to get like validation for what they are and what they do. And I'm like, that sounds really icky. Like I feel like a prostitute. You want me to just like build you up?
Yeah.
So it put a bad taste in my mouth. It put a bad taste in my mouth at the beginning. And so now ever since I do that, like even like I don't have any master classes this year, but like last year I did one with Nina.
Yeah.
And I
Which
I felt that was really fun because that was the thing is you were there, and that was the thing is like I looked into the idea of master classes, and it's more of a collaboration.
Yeah.
It's actually, to be fair, I mean whatever you think about it, it's more to be on the topic of what the Balboa experiment does. You know, like with all the like really really into it, really hardcore Balboa dancers, like they have a topic and then they kind of go off in the groups and they discuss it and they do do so much more, obviously, but it's that thing of like it's like they make something happen between, like, I guess you could call it like a think tank.
Yeah.
So like that's another way to think of a master class like that, is like taking people that are like ready and willing to do that and have like really great knowledge and understanding of what they do, because like it's not of the Lindy Hop, it's like of what they do.
Right. It's more of a collaboration.
Yeah, and that's what we wanted to do last year, because remember we opened it up. We're like, hey guys, we really want you to talk back to us. We want that feedback so we can so we can change up what we're doing as we do it, so you can see our process as well. And I love the what Enrique, you talk about this too, what Nina and Andy did this year with the video clips.
Oh yeah, so what Andy and Nina did in our class this year was we watched a lot of old clips from the 30s and 40s. And we tried to emulate the dancers in these videos. It was like, you know, videos of Frankie Manning and Billy Ricker and Norma Miller and Jean Velaz, and like just a bunch of really
right for sure. And that's really cool because I feel like I don't know. I feel this may be weird, but like I feel like you're like we're just a slight bit different in the generation of Lindy Hoppers.
I would say that we are in a different generation.
I feel like I was still in the generation of like copying those guys and watching those videos, and you were like in the video in like copying the YouTube video clips of that stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I would say that most of the videos that I really got inspiration from were the videos that like you were in.
Yeah.
Or like the Silver Shadows, and they were the people who I like really watched and really looked up to.
Yeah, of course.
And I did watch like some older clips, but I was mostly watching newer clips of young dancers who I could relate to.
Yeah. And so that's a really good skill, like, to have. I mean, like, I always kind of feel like in those upper levels, like, I've always wanted to do a class like that, and I've always wanted to do a class like how they do like auditions for casting dancers in like music videos or for a dance crew or something. It's like, all right, I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to show you this routine for 5 minutes, and then you're going to get another 5 minutes to practice it, and then we're going to split you off, and you're going to perform it, and then we're going to decide.
Yeah.
You know? And the whole process takes like half an hour. You know, like it's like one of those things. I mean, they do it kind of like on So You Think You Dance when they go to Vegas.
Right.
And so I've always wanted to do that because, like, not to see them fail. I want to see everybody up their game. Like, here's another way to train if you really want to train on stuff. Like, train your mind to receive and copy stuff, or, like, instantly go into something without having to overthink it so much. Like, just go for it. Like, both lead and follow, like, just doing something, and, like, both taking responsibility for what they are learning and how fast they can learn it and how fast they can adapt. And then on top of that, like, the last level is in that case, it's like an audition, right? And then you get to that level and you never have to get better. But it's like the next level after that is to give it your own spin. Same song, same routine, but you're giving your own spin. So you may be able to change things to what you're feeling. So, So like maybe one day, like, I'll get there, but it's not a full-fledged idea yet, obviously. Anyways, But yeah, so the master classes this weekend or the advanced classes for the weekend is really funny because like a lot of times like it's just people get really serious, right? Because they want to get into it.
Yes.
Don't be mad that you didn't get into it. It's okay because it has nothing to do with your personal dancing. It's your dancing compared to the people who are taking lessons at this weekend or at that weekend.
Well, and I also think like, and I know from experience that LindyFest is like they have one of the hardest auditions to get into the master's level class. Like, I cannot tell you how many years I went through those track auditions and like danced the entire thing and didn't make it in. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And it was like rigorous of like 45 minutes of dancing to fast music.
Over and over again.
Over and over again.
We're still not satisfied, so let's do it again.
Yeah. Like being completely exhausted.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if this is a fond memory or the horrible memory, but like it was the first year I was asked to teach at LindyFest.
Yeah.
And I think that was like the third year, right? So the first year I came with my friends. Second year I was kind of invited. And it was I think it was the first year they did it. They were at the Sheridan and the JCC at the same time.
Yeah.
I think. So maybe it was like 2 years later, whatever. But either way, like the thing was they had asked me, Andy, and Nina to do the auditions or whatever, level testing.
Right.
Level testing. Andy and Nina, for whatever reason, didn't get picked up or like didn't know or they were never told. So I showed up.
You're by yourself.
By myself. And I did the level check for the top 3 levels.
Oh my gosh.
It was crazy, but like I that was the first time ever.
Was it in that smaller room?
In the small downstairs. Were you in the class?
I remember I was in that class, and that was the year that I was trying so hard to get into the master track. I danced for like 45 minutes straight. And I didn't make it in. And it was like the very last song that they were finally like, okay, if you're still here, you're in the advanced track. And I was just like, oh, man, like I danced my heart out.
Yeah. I mean, there was a shit ton of people in that class.
There were a lot of people.
It was me and at the time the organizers who were running LindyFest or like managing it for the most part was Larry and Mariah.
Yeah.
And it was just Mariah was there with me. And she's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, you know what? Like, we'll do this together. Just like back me up with the stickers and like just if I point somebody out, just go give them a sticker, no questions asked. It's like, yeah, you got it. So she just backed my play no matter what, and I was like, I just ran it like okay, everybody grab a partner and then like do it. Whoever's doing for this level, okay, great.
Yeah.
All right, if you're doing it for another level, go off in the side or go outside to be close. Like I put on like it was the first time ever that I felt like I was like really in charge. I just like put on this hat of like I'm gonna go for it. All right, and I did feel afterwards like I was like shit, I was mean, but like I was by myself. In a small room that was packed with people.
I remember my friend made it into the intermediate track. She wanted to be in the advanced track with me and Kevin Clark.
Yeah.
And she went up to you after track auditions were over and she was like, hey, will you dance with me and like just double check that I'm in the right spot? I was put in the intermediate track and you did like 2 or 3 swing outs with her and you were like, yeah, you need to stay in the intermediate track. Yeah. And she was crushed. Yeah. And you just like laid it out straight for her.
I couldn't take any. I was like, it was by myself.
Yeah.
I remember that because I did a couple dance things. I was like, if you want really a dance thing, go over here. If you want feedback, come over here. So what I did was like dance thing. I like ran through them and I was like, feedback people. I just went up to all of them and I was like, I'm going to tell you all the same thing because it's all the same thing.
It's all the same thing.
And I told them like 3 things to work on. I was like, these are the things that you need to work on that other people were really good at. And that's the reason why you were in this class and not that. Oh, man.
And you know what? Like track auditions can be so painful because you want it.
Testing.
Track testing.
Auditions.
Sorry.
Definitely auditions.
They used to be called auditions.
Well, the thing is like, yeah, because like, but that word is not.
It's a bad concept. Yeah. Track testing is like people so badly want to be in the level that they think they should be in or the level that they want to be in. And then when they don't make it, it's,
Yeah, absolutely. It's heartbreaking because also like you paid a bunch of money to be here and I totally understand it. But you know what? Like you knew. It's on the website. I mean, like, also at this point in all of our Lindy Hop lives, like, even for the most part, the new people, the first timers, like, you know somebody that knows. Like, you have to take responsibility for yourself.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I also think, like, there's something to be said about the people who are professionals making the call.
Yeah.
And like I even see this in my improv classes where like our teacher will, give us an assignment to do or like give us exercises to do, and people are like, why aren't we just running heralds over and over again? And I'm like, because you need work on these things, and they're creating exercises so that we can practice these certain skills. And as an instructor, I understand that.
As
like
a dancer, I mean, you see
yeah,
it.
as a dancer, I see it, and I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, work on the basics. That's my life is working on the basics, right?
Right, of course.
And same thing in these track testings that, like, I've been there myself so many times where, like, I've been told that I'm in a certain level and I don't want to be in that level because all my friends are in the higher level and I want to be with them too, and I've paid all this money to be there. But at the same time, like, I'm not the professional. The instructors are. They're the ones who are getting paid to be here. They're the leaders of the community, and like
it's this funny thing because they can come in and be like not know anybody, so they have no bias.
Yeah.
They only have their own personal like bias against their own dancing, so they kind of can project it on people.
Yeah.
Especially when I go to smaller scenes and I'm like doing that level test, and I'm like, I don't know anybody in here, so this is not personal. It's nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with the feeling that I understand of my own dancing.
Isn't it funny too that so many people don't want to respect the authority of the level testing, and yet they want to respect the authority that you have when you're teaching the class?
Yeah.
I think that's just very interesting.
Oh yeah,
to think
I mean
about.
it carries over sometimes. You could tell when a class it did not go well in a level test. Everyone's like, moving just extra bit slower and being like extra pouty.
What a bummer.
It is, but it's all right because I like that. I like now, especially in my confident 30s, I'll say.
I like that.
In my confident 30s, I feel like when I walk into those classes, I'm like, all right, y'all. Like I put on my shades, put on my big boy boots, and be like, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Like I want to win them over. I want to win them over, being like, you guys are awesome, you guys are great, but like, and give them positive feedback when they're doing positive things, and be real with them in a certain aspect.
Yeah.
And there's certain aspects that they're like maybe could be taken as negatives, but it's just like, here's feedback.
Well, and I think maybe that's also something that a lot of the instructors have also learned over the years is how to have that skill of creating like a more positive environment and getting people hyped up about like the reasons why that they're there. And
absolutely.
And the level that you're in totally does not matter at the end of the day.
No, it only matters for this time and this weekend. It's like it's so many like little categories of like it's only this time and in this moment and against these other dancers that are here right now with you. Like that's it, and that's like a smaller fraction of a fraction of the grander scene.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with the dancer you are. But like to go along with like it takes a certain instructor. Like Nina is one of the best at doing that. As speaking so real. And speaking so honest, but making you feel good about it at the same time.
Nina has always been one of my favorite instructors, and I think the number one reason, other than she's amazing, is that she's just so honest about who she is as a person.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, for the most part, like she's more from personal experience. Yes, the honesty I could see, but I think it's more like she's more critical of the person she is.
Yeah.
And so she's able to see like, well, I have all these faults, so obviously we can all have these faults at some point in our lives too. So like let's just understand that.
She doesn't make herself seem like this untouchable person.
Yeah,
She's
exactly.
just like, I'm at the same level as all you guys, and I just happen to have been dancing a little bit longer than you. So
pretty much, yeah.
Like we're all in it together, as opposed to like, I am here, the instructor, and I, the instructor, am instructing you.
The instructor.
The art of dance.
Yeah, it's so true. Especially here at LindyFest, like she really.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, that scared me so much. Okay, Carl just blew air into my ear. Hi, how's it going?
Fantastic now.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
What did you think about the competition tonight?
Should I talk about this publicly?
Yeah, you can. She already did.
I mean, the contest was fun.
Did you like the format?
Format was great. Definitely would like a little bit more time on the fast song, like another round through.
It's a good idea. That went real fast.
Yeah, like a chorus at that like 250. It's just like bum bum bum. Oh, you're off. Oh, what you fucking done? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that was 250. I like heard it and I was like, wow, this is fast. But then as soon as we went out there, I was like, am I dancing or am I dreaming?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was sort of like that. Mostly because I'm dreamy. That's why you were dreaming. But
Truth.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, they danced together, so they were in a dream state.
Yeah.
That's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
Peyote. But
It's the peyote. I buy that.
It's definitely the drugs.
yeah. So definitely, contest format was really nice. I'm looking forward to seeing the results and like the judging because I imagine it's going to be like all over the place. Other than Elise and Remy, like basically we were competing for second. Everyone was so.
Yeah, I think everybody went into the competition being like, okay, Elise and Remy are going to get first, so who's going to get second and third?
You know what's so funny is like they went into it going like, oh cool, like Sky and Naomi are going to do it and like Peter and Laura might do it and like I was like, yeah, I want to do it too, and I was like looking for a partner and shit. And then when we all got here, we're like, yeah, maybe not. And I was like, yeah, Laura decided to do it with someone else. I was like, yeah, I couldn't find anybody.
I think basically, yeah. Y'all just slacked out.
Yeah, well, we fucking completely did. But, like, the thing is, like, after watching it, too, like, I knew, because, like, I think you know, too, and, like, Rachel, you probably do as well. Like, this is, like, a culmination of, like, 3 or 4 different, like, formats of contests in one contest. And I was very, very happy. And I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, I really want to take part in that. Like, it sounds exciting. Yeah. And after watching it, I was like, damn it, I really, really wanted to be in there.
I want to see it at... So, like, this was an all-levels thing.
Yeah.
I want to see this at the, like, invitation level and then, like, this, like, open all-star or whatever it was.
Yeah, but,
like,
I mean, like, I'd rather, I mean, I feel you. That format is really good. But I want to see it at, like, this. Like, it's such a mixed bag, and it starts broad with, like, 3 songs of every tempo.
Oh, yeah.
And then it cuts down, and then, it goes to there, and I'm like, shit, that's so cool. Like, there's a lot of chances to really kill it.
Yeah, you danced 9 times. Like,
yeah.
What other contest do you get, like, 9 songs to, like, show your shit?
Yeah, exactly. And so, like, for me, it's like that, having that, to fuck it up. And so, for me, like, to have that open all-level thing, it really levels the playing field for everybody. But, I mean, like, yeah, obviously, sometimes, like, someone's really going to kick some ass. And so you can feel a certain way about it. But really, it's still a level playing field because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and you also have, like, I watched the dances and I was like, you see people perform and, like, some people, like, totally crush it in a, like, normal Strictly format because it's, like, it's always fast, it's always a jam.
Right.
And they always have their bit.
Yeah.
And, like, it's good. Like, the bit's good. Or, like, they're, like, that partnership works at that tempo. But then you're like, hey, how about 120?
Yeah, exactly.
How about a whole chorus?
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
2.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
now what happens?
For sure. I completely like it. I completely love it. It's gonna be interesting to see from here on out what happens in the future while like this spreads on the internet and like see what other people do with it and see where it goes. Shit happened like back in the day with like ULHS. Oh right, sorry, ALHC.
Yeah.
So it caused ULHS to happen,
which caused ILHC.
Yeah.
Which they're just like they're like feeding off of each other and like Lone Star when it was in like. Austin was like a different format. Like they didn't have any like they started their contest and there was no choreography. They were just like it's all social dancing.
Exactly. Yeah, it was all just Jack and Jill's and Strictly's. Yeah, absolutely.
So our topic tonight has been talking about the master level classes. What have you thought about them so far this weekend?
So I made it to 2 the first day, Friday, and then like fucked up my foot. So I didn't go today, but they've been really good. Like the material's been good.
Yeah.
Andy and Nina taught, or like, I was like, I don't know if it was like taught a class, but they like basically like ran a class, which was like a clip show, which was just like super awesome. And also like one of those things that like actually it was really funny. Like Nicole and I did this with our students like 2 weeks ago, where we like had them pick out clips and like dancers, and then we pulled out a clip and like. Talk about it. We didn't go to the old timers, but we were just like, hey, who's someone inspires you?
Right, exactly.
Found a clip and like talked about what's the qualities that you're looking at here that you admire, and then pull them out and be like, how can we work on that thing? And so, like, this class was really fun because, like, now you're really reaching back. And you're like, all right, how do I make this shape where, like, all we have is, like, this, like, 30 seconds of time. Whereas, like, you know, the clips we did in our class were, like, it was, like, we ended up doing, like, Remy and Ramona. Like, they just also happened to just be in San Francisco. So, there we have so much material. Mm-hmm. And, like, we see them, they teach, like, they perform.
There's a plethora of stuff and information.
And, like, this class, we have, like, 30 seconds of this person I have seen twice. And, you know, you have to be like, okay, what is that movement? How is it different? So, like, and pick out some crazy shit that they're doing. And, like, and then the other clip was, like, you know, really, like, bouncy 50s stuff, which is, like, a totally different jam.
What was it? Do you remember what it was?
I don't actually remember.
It was like Gil Brady? Was it like
Rock
Around
it was
the Clock?
Gil Brady, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I forget his partner's name.
It was like his wife, but it's
Nancy,
another Brady.
Nicole, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But they're all Nicole's to you, aren't they?
I just want to make a quick aside and say that Elise May was like walking back and forth behind you, making like the gabbing motion with her hands. She was like talk, like rolling her eyes and stuff, and then she just walked away.
Well, I'm not going to pick her in a class anytime soon. No.
Oh, there she is. Look at her.
Oh, look at her. Now she's just like stalking down on us. Presiding over.
We were just hating on you. She said that's awesome.
Yeah, that's right. It's awesome.
We love you. Bye. Go away. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye now. She told us to say bye now.
Goodbye now.
I mean, she is forever a like porcelain doll. Like, no, you say bye now.
Porcelain doll that will kick our asses.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Yeah, so that was a really fun class. I like that
format.
Show,
yeah, for sure.
And Nina and Andy approached it and they're like, hey, like, we could teach you some shit, or like we could have you explore a thing with us.
Yeah.
Which is a nice feeling.
And that for me, like we were talking about the idea of a master class and like how like that title rubs me the wrong way, because for me it's just an advanced dancers at the weekend who happen to be taking classes as well. Mm-hmm. And so for me, like when the master class happens, it's like stuff like that, where it's like, here's a topic and now let's do it all together and let's confide in each other and let's like give each other feedback and like try to build this whole thing up. You know, like this new skill in this case.
Yeah. It's like how to see again.
Yeah.
Do you think a better name for that class would be like advanced study or like advanced intensive?
Honestly, to be fair, I would say to call it the All-Star track. Because that's what they call it in the Jack and Jill. There's intermediate, there's newcomer, like there's already these titles that are like ready, set, go. Like might as well go for that too.
Yeah.
All-Star
like,
track.
If I think about like other dances, like a master's class is a totally different environment. And it's not actually about the people in the class. It's about the person teaching the class usually.
Yeah. Leading the class.
And leading the class. Like it is like they're usually super intensive, like also, we're like a bit of babies in the Lindy Hop scene. Like there's a lot of coddling, and like
I mean, yeah.
Like we go to a bunch of dance classes in San Francisco, and like not too long ago we went to a Giannis Marshall class.
Oh, that's right,
the
hip hop guy.
heels class.
Yeah.
And so, like it's like beautiful street jazz, but the pace of class, it's like warm up is like 10 minutes. It's like bam, 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 bam. Keep moving. You like there's no like talking, and then you dive right into the routine, and they just like cut. Like there's no stopping between the bits to like talk about it.
I know.
Oh yeah.
Go away, Remy. Go away.
He's still talking to us. Still just walking by.
He wants a podcast of himself. That's the thing.
I mean, he has a beautiful voice, so.
No,
he just wants
doesn't.
to hear himself talk the entire
Everyone
time.
says that. I'm like, no, he doesn't.
He's a nice guy.
No, you're not.
He introduced all the class. I took 2 classes from him today, and every single class he was like, hello, I am Remy, and I'm a nice guy.
That's the name of his website. Hi, I'm Remy.
Nice guy.
I'm a nice guy. Oh, man.
.com.
But yeah, so you were saying the heels class, and like the warm-up is just like go, 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 go.
Yeah, it's like go, and then... And they always have, so there's Giannis, and then he has like 2 helpers on sort of flank on either side. And they just start moving through the choreography.
Yeah.
In a way that, in like a pace and an assumption of like a baseline of movement and like seeing.
Yeah, of course.
That is like totally different from Lindy Hop.
Yeah. But even though we do have like a baseline of movement. Yeah, of course.
I think it's actually.
I'm just comparing the idea of a baseline.
I don't think the baseline of movement, because the movement is very different. I don't think our baseline is that much lower. I think our ability to like see is not good. Like
I mean, it's so funny that you're getting. I think you're getting to a point, but I'm gonna let you continue telling the story.
Yeah. So, I have a bit of a space cadet.
It's okay. It's okay. You were basically getting to a point where like they were moving through stuff so rapidly because there was an understanding of like you guys should, or you all, everybody in this class should understand this baseline of movement, and like, we're working off of that.
Right. Yeah. And so they build up to the sort of like full choreography relatively quickly.
Yeah.
And then you just start running it, and then you split the class, and then you run it in chunks, and then they like be like, okay, now, like at one point, like Giannis was like cranky with us, and he like sat down, and he was sitting in a chair facing us. He's like, no, watch me do it. He doesn't get up from his chair.
Fucking love that.
And he dances this chunk that we were like half-assing better sitting down than anyone in the class was doing. And he was like,
awesome.
"Is like this, is
That's
like this, like
fucking baller."
And we're just like, "No, you're right." And you've made us look that much shittier.
Yeah,
but thank
exactly.
you. But he by sitting and doing it, he like really reinforced that it's like, it's not the like big shape. It was like he's like, there are these like small pieces through the whole movement that like you're just not paying attention to when you see it. You see like here's a turn, here's like a sweep, here's like a kick.
You get the big stuff, but you're not getting the internalized stuff.
And then when he sits and does it, you're like, right.
Yeah. It's so funny because like I mean like the way you were talking about this stuff, like and how you finished it right there. We were chatting about the same idea. Like I had this idea along the same lines of that because we watch a lot of the same clips and like the same idea, and like in the hip hop world and like and in like the audition world where people just go they fucking train so hard, their body and their fucking mind, so they can see those things. And when they go out to these auditions, you know, like 5 minutes of like learning a routine, 5 minutes of working on it, and then the rest of the time you're just running it.
Yeah, you're just performing.
Yeah, exactly.
And trying to put yourself in it then.
Yeah, and that's so natural for them, like that baseline of movement, like it's so good. And I feel like that's what I mean. It's like I feel like we have a baseline of movement and movements in Lindy Hop that we can recall on that. And this level, like we should be able to train ourselves, not just our body, but our mind to like recover or see things again better or faster.
Yeah.
You know, and not necessarily like to keep it and just be like, just stay like that forever. Because the next level after that for us as Lindy Hoppers is to be like, now what are you going to do with it? Now that you have this new feeling that you got from way in the past, and now you're bringing it to now, how are you going to bring it to now and bring it to the future? You know, like that's what I'm really interested in. That's the reason why I keep watching those like heel clips, or like the people dancing the heels, and like hip hop clips and modern dancers or like ballet dancers. Like that shit is interesting to me because it's so close, but yet so far out of my reach. Because I'm like, oh, I understand it, but I just
it takes me so much longer to like see and process and like put it back out.
Yeah. I mean, but like that's the one thing like that I haven't taken as much as you guys have. Like, you guys have, I really commend you guys, you and Nicole, for like really fucking going to class. You know, and I'm like,
it's been a bit. We're not like
still more than me. Still more than me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Fine.
But you're gonna be on our next one. We're gonna record tomorrow.
Yeah, super excited.
Yeah.
Nicole's gonna come down. She's zonked out, which is like a rare moment where I'm like, I'm dancing. She's like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Like
it's
totally
right?
reverse roles tonight. Yeah. But yeah, super excited for tomorrow.
Yeah,
I think
you know what would be fun is like maybe talking about stuff like this and seeing where it goes into, like seeing about other influences and what we can kind of add to our scene. I feel like that'd be really fun to talk about. I'm not sure yet. We'll talk about it before ahead of time, but we keep no secrets from our 6 listeners.
We won't spoil it now.
Spoiler alert, we have no idea what we're going to talk about.
By the way, I have no idea what I'm doing.
It's all improv and scene.
Yay!
I think she's been taking acting classes.
I think so too.
But I can't really tell because it's like Rachel and then it's like not Rachel.
And I'm like, where did Rachel go?
I know. And there's this other person that I'm sitting next to.
I was like, how are you Cookie Monster in space all of a sudden?
Yeah.
It's just me.
She's been really going for it lately. She like takes a bit. It's like some random thing that you're just like, some stupid fucking comment, and she's like, I am taking this. Yes, and.
More and.
She's like, I like that cup over there. I get like 2 minutes out of it.
So I've been making some jokes this weekend in front of some jokes, understating, of course, and like in front of people who I like don't see that often, and I like take it really far, and they're not laughing, and I think they're hilarious, and so I keep doing like that like expectant smile, like
Did I get you? Did I get you?
Did I get you? And they just like keep staring at me.
So you're basically being an eel.
Yes. Yes, that has been me a lot this weekend.
All right. Well, I'm going
to
head to bed.
Yeah, we'll let you go. Absolutely.
Go to bed.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Also, thank you again for competing with me. It was so awesome.
Yeah. It was a blast. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Bye, Carl.
See ya. All right, so with that.
What a guy.
What a guy. Also, he's very sharply dressed right now. I mean, when is he not?
He's always sharply dressed.
When is he not? So I think we should take it to the question.
Question.
I'm going to say this. I would love to answer this, but I'm also kind of tired, or I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
Do you want to try to go for it?
Yeah, let's do the question.
All right, let's do it. Go for it.
Look,
I'm trying to tell you I'm tired.
I don't understand. You. I
but
know
like,
you are.
but like, if you really want to do it, we'll do it. Okay.
Baby boo.
Yeah.
I know you tired. I'm tired too. It's
Look,
3 a.m. Oh my God, it's 3 a.m.
Look, if you really want to do it, we can do it. But
I'm
just letting you know.
Just this one time, though. Just this one time.
Yeah.
So the
question. So
here's
the thing. Like I mean, I could do it. I couldn't do it.
I see what you're doing here. Okay, let's just move on to the question. It's from Brian Brown. He says, I want to know how pros at weekend events manage their energy. How do you stay up until 6 a.m. dancing, go to workshops, and still have enough energy to compete well?
I was with it. I was with it for a little bit until it said compete well because I never competed well.
Hello.
I don't think I've ever competed well.
That's the truth. What?
Oh my God. I mean, seriously, I'm the first one to admit it. I'm like, nope.
Old rejects over here at the table.
Rejected.
We're sitting at a table and no one else is here.
Yeah.
We're like two.
You picked it too. You're
lonely.
like, we should sit right here. People
no, I wanted to sit on the stairs in front of everybody.
No, that's way too exposed.
Well, okay, whatever. So I'm no international starlight like Mikey is over here, but I would say that like that idea that instructors stay up all night long, all weekend, and then teach classes all weekend long, and then go and like kill it in the competition that's just not a realistic idea.
It's not a thing.
They're not staying out until 6 a.m. They're staying out until like midnight if they are out dancing at all.
Pretty much.
And then you have to teach classes because that's your job.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to do it. Like people can live off of 4 hours. Like I've kind of every once in a while I can. I'm finding that it gets a little harder the older I get because I really, really need my body to relax for a little bit, and it takes 3 hours for it to relax, and then another 3 hours to really relax through that.
Plus, Mikey almost broke that hip that one time when he was walking up the stairs, and so he's got
down the stairs.
He's got to let that puppy rest every night.
I was walking back and forth 8 miles uphill, and then
what you guys don't see
snow.
Is that Mikey pulls out his walker every night at the end of the dance and uses his walker to crawl his way back to his hotel room.
It's more of a 4-legged cane.
With the tennis balls on the
ends?
Yeah,
with tennis balls on the end. But yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. There's this big back and forth. First off, there's a lot of partying that happens for sure. I think for the most part, most of the really experienced professional dancers who teach around the world or, for a living, they take care of themselves a lot more than you think they do. There's a small sect of them that really party, and you see that because you can see them party,
right?
And fucking be all outers, and then go and kill in the jam. But they're throwing up in the bathroom 2 minutes before. It's not a pretty thing. It's not something to idolize. I think. For me, I found that out a little bit later in life because I like you told me earlier. It's so funny to see people probably still think of me as a party animal, but really I'm just I'm just kind of an old crotchety man.
So I went up to Mikey to approach him so that we could prepare to record this tonight. Yeah. And he was showing me these very adorable pictures of his nephews on his phone. And I said that, like, it seems like so many people still think about you as a party animal because, like, deep down inside, you're just like a soft, squishy family guy.
Cocoa Bear.
Oh, Cocoa Bear. Cocoa Bear likes his little baby bears. Takes care of the baby bears.
Oh, that's so weird when you get into that. I could go back to the Russian accent. It's better.
It takes care of baby bears.
Yes, I like that.
I do not know if that is how they say it, but I am trying so hard.
Yeah, because Russians are just bears on tricycles.
They are just bears. Why would they be on tricycles?
I don't know. Family Guy told me.
Well, I don't know this Family Guy.
Because
family. back in old country, instead of watching TV, we just stare at old rock.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is entertainment for whole family.
Yeah. What was your favorite show on the Rock?
The one where the rock almost moved, but then didn't move.
That's a good show. Yeah.
I know.
You wait in suspense for 10 seasons and you find out.
Absolutely.
He was never actually there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like Lost. So back to the fucking question.
Anyway,
our famous Brightside detours. So here's the thing. Yeah, it is 3 a.m. right now, and I am teaching the 10 o'clock class tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So how are you gonna do it, Mikey? How are you gonna do it all?
I tried to get out of this as much as possible. No, I'm just kidding. But
no, I'm gonna
seriously,
I'm
gonna go to bed in a little bit. I'm probably gonna go maybe see who's in there, maybe get some last dances. And then head to bed because I killed myself today, and for whatever reason I got a second wind. But now it's kind of like, blue. Oh no, I know why I got a second wind tonight. Because I was like super nervous dancing with Jean, and then I danced with her, and I was like, it went so well.
I think the other thing too that a lot of people don't really think about is that the instructors who are teaching full time, this is in the middle of your work week. Like, you have to be on at these events.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and a little bit of Monday.
Yeah, and so, like, you're working long hours because that's just a part of the gig. Like, anybody who works a regular job, sometimes you have a long day and you're going to work 10, 12 hours, and you do it because that's what you got to do, and you go home and you get up early the next morning because that's what you got to do. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is like, you know what? It's like I was talking about this with Nina the other night. Like, I have this perspective, like, that, like, I remember working 12-hour shifts, like, 3 days in a row, so I can go out dancing for the next week and a half afterwards without having to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
So I would
when
do
you
that
were when you were working
at the
hospital.
Yeah, and like, literally, I was cleaning blood. I was like helping people get in that were injured. I was helping people move from a bed to a bathroom. I was helping them get changed so they couldn't move from the bathroom. I was working with bowel movements. I was working with
the dirty
infections.
Stuff.
I was working, the dirty stuff. So the thing with me, like, after working there for almost 4 years, 12-hour shifts, coming to a dance event and giving my all for an hour in a class, no problem.
Yeah.
No problem, man. Like, and it took a long time for me to really find the perspective of that after I quit from the hospital.
Yeah.
Because I was that, like, weird freaking party animal that, like, did it just because, like, it was the cool thing to do. But now I know better. Like, I respect myself. I learned to respect myself more. And then in that turn, that respect is given to all my students, given to all the people who paid to be here. Even if I feel at some point, like, I'm here, I'm on the bill, like, they kind of paid here to see me, and like they want me my best, and and they don't want me to see me fail. Like, I really truly believe the optimistic Lindy Hopper is like I want to see some badass dancing, or I want to learn something badass, or I want to hear something. One of these teachers say something really great that is profound to me, you know, and like I keep on that. And if I do say something like that, if I do act like that, if I do dance like that, then you know, I feel like I did something. I feel like I helped somebody's life a little bit, you know?
Totally.
And to help that, I'm like, I have to take care of myself a little bit better. Like, I definitely don't, like, go crazy as much as I used to. Like, sometimes I do. Like, my birthday was my own birthday. That's my own life. I was not dancing. Well, I was dancing at some point until I fell on the ground. But anyways, so, yeah. I think the trick is, how do we stay up? We love this dance. We were dancing at some point, we're across from the Legends Hall when they're playing like swing and jazz, and then upstairs they're playing like old school R&B and and like beach music, right? So they're like just hanging out up there, but like they stay here because they want to. They want to hang out. They want to hang out with their friends. They want to dance with their friends, just like everybody else who comes to a dance event. They're like the FOMO is real.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So like, don't be worried about like how we do it. Just be confident in what you want. Like if you want to go, like what Carl said, it's like Nicole is usually the one staying out late and Carl goes to bed.
Yeah.
And tonight they were reversed. It's like it just happens to be that way. You know, like
totally.
It's a cool thing. Like you do it because you want to. You don't do it because you're like you're gonna go and go. Okay, I'm gonna dance and I want to be seen. No, I'm gonna go dance because I really dig this. I really like this.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's a good answer. So what's your bright side?
My bright side is looking at Ollie, my little nephew, going to Legoland. The
He's
pictures
so
I was showing
cute,
you.
yeah.
And he was like making faces in front of like Lego Kylo Ren and Lego Poe Dameron, which is Star Wars characters.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And standing like this Darth Vader Lego guy was so tall. Ollie was standing underneath between his legs.
Yeah, it was really cute.
It was really cute.
He's got like curly blonde hair.
Yeah,
it's
oh my God, he's adorable. My little nephew. What's your bright side, Rachel?
My bright side is that I just really like being at this event. It's very nostalgic for me, and I've had a lot of really good moments and a lot of really inspirational moments here. And I don't know, like this is the first time I met you here. It's like a little friend-versary happening right now.
Hugs.
From 2010, 2011?
2010. That and also I'll have one more. I have one more bright side. Dancing with Gene in front of everybody here.
Oh yeah.
That was my second time doing that.
That was special.
It was. Gene Veloz is an amazing old school OG old timer from LA, and
she's in Buck Privates.
No, she's not in Buck Privates. She's in Groove Movie.
Groovy Movie.
Groove Movie is probably the one that one and Swing Fever.
Swing Fever. Okay,
yeah, where she dances one girl, two boys.
Yeah.
And she's here teaching this weekend, and I get to assist her with Rusty Frank, and it's so great because you learn new things from her every time. And she still got it. Like, she kind of frailly walks around, and people are like, ooh, but you're so pretty, like a doll. And then she starts dancing, and you're like, you're a beast.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
She's great.
Yeah, and she was so great, and she was so gracious. She's so sweet.
She did a little demo tonight, and Mikey got to dance with her.
I did, and I was just like a fucking...
It was really cute.
So nervous.
You were smiling so big.
Because I was so glad that she was killing it. I was like, just go for it. I'll just be here waiting for you.
Man, yeah, it was awesome.
I mean, she had this thing where she did this demo with this guy in Germany, and then she fell. Yeah, she fell, and everybody's like, ah. And I didn't know about that until a couple days ago. I was like, ah, oh my God, don't fall.
Well, when an old person falls, you're always very nervous about it.
Oh, I know that for sure, yeah.
Even when my dad's like 63, and when he falls, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what happens. So we're going to take the hint because there's people like fucking
vacuuming.
I don't know if you guys can hear it. Well, you guys will hear it at some point. So we're going to take the hint and be out of here. Rachel, always fun, always good.
Likewise, boo.
This is really fun to be out here all the time. But next time we're going to be with Carl and Nicole, and we're going to talk about some things that we're not sure we're going to talk about yet.
Totally.
Okay.
So from us
thanks,
to
guys.
you.
By the way, remember you can catch us on SoundCloud.
And iTunes. And please send us questions.
Please send us questions. And again, we're still working on it. I'm pretty sure I can get us into a couple other things, but I don't know for sure. I might have to pay to get them into these other things. Anyways, doesn't really matter. Send us questions. You can rate and review us on iTunes. We would love that. That would be really amazing.
So amazing.
And if you want to be part of the Brightsiders, hashtag one of the six.
Oh,
one of the six.
Now
one
we've
of the
got
six
a
listeners.
hashtag one of the six.
Hashtag one of the six listeners,
I like
man.
it. I like
That's the thing. That's the thing. If you want to be part of our Brightsiders, you have to talk to Lori and Audrey.
Lori Taniguchi, yeah.
And Audrey Ha.
Yeah, cool.
From San Francisco, because they're our official presidents at this point.
All right, you guys.
Them and Steve Juan.
Bye.
Bye.